If you've had a really close loved one die, what's the funniest thing that happened at their funeral?
Oh my god, I totally forgot that this happened. This was at my dad's funeral. So I had recently chopped all my hair off. So this was the first time my extended family was seeing me with short hair. And my cousin pulls me aside in the pews at the church at the funeral and says, "You know, you really remind me of this actress. Let me pull up a picture." So she goes on her phone and pulls up a picture and shows me the bitch from Blue is the Warmest Color. So I go, "Oh yeah, she's from Blue is the Warmest Color." And she just looks at me like, and I'm like, because I had not come out to her. And we just kind of stare at each other for a moment. Anyways, the funeral happens, and at the reception, she pulls me aside into my mom's office, and she's like, I don't know, like, if you're gay, but, like, I know that you knew who that actress was, but, I'm gay too, and I'm gonna tell my mom tonight. And that is how I came out to my cousin.
Okay, so here's a funny story. So my grandma died. That's not the funny part. But the morning she died, I mean, we all got to say goodnight to her the night before, and, like, we all got to say goodbye, so that was really sweet. The next morning I woke up, my dad wakes me up, and he tells me she's passed away. And the thing is, I was in community college at the time, which I would have skipped, but I actually had, like, a big test that morning, and it would have been a bitch to reschedule. But it was the first thing in the morning, so I just went, I took my exam, and I emailed the rest of the people in my class to say, listen, grandma died, I'm going home, sorry. I'm apologizing for my own grandma dying. American society, what can I say? Anyway, flash forward to that weekend, and we have her memorial at my parents' house. My parents' friends are there, some of my friends are there. It's a really nice little gathering. I'm sitting on my couch with my friends. We have Good Burger the movie on in the background, which is really lit. Seriously, go back and watch that. Welcome to Good Burger. Back to the story. Open door policy, people are just walking in, and in walks my political science teacher, the man whose exam I took the morning my grandmother died. He locks eyes with me, takes off his sunglasses, and goes, "You're in my class." Bro, you're in my...
So there's Derek, and there's Derek putting gas in a Hearse. How'd this happen, Derek?
Well, see, my grandma, she passed away a couple of years ago, and her services was about 2 hours from where they finally buried her. And the hearse, I was in front of them, and then I noticed they wasn't behind me no more. So I turned around. It was on Highway 53, and I turned around, and then I saw this guy. He was loaded down with round bales and about a 2010 Ford pickup. Anyhow, he stopped, and I flagged him down in the highway there and asked him if he'd seen Hearse. And he said, yeah, it's about a mile back down the road. And I get back down there, and then the hearse is pulled off on the side of the road. There ain't no shoulders there on Highway 53. And anyhow, I see the funeral director walking back carrying a gas can, and I knew immediately what had happened. And she walked down this long driveway and got this gas can, and there was gas in it, luckily, and I put it in the hearse for her because I didn't want her to get her, death dress all kind of smelled up and stuff. And them gasoline fumes was pretty nasty at times, but I handed it back to her, and she said, "You just take it back down there and sit it." I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "They're less likely to shoot a woman around here for stealing gas." And because there was nobody there, and I'd asked her.
So wait, the funeral director just walked up somebody's house?
Yeah, she just walked up there and got the gas can.
Wow.
Yeah, true story. Honest, I'm telling you. So I said, you take it back, and you might want to leave a 20 and a phone number on it. Right?
Yeah.
So she takes it back, and then she says, "Well, this will get us to Graham, and I'll just fill up there." I said, "Like hell you will. Ain't nothing but a post office and 2 churches. You ain't gonna get no gas there." So I follow them this time back to the cemetery, and get to the cemetery, and we have to back the vault guy out. All the other families already passed us and gone in there, and we have to back them out. And I back my Dodge in there, and I get my siphoning hose, and I siphon gas out of my cousin's truck, and then put back in the hearse, and fill up these gas cans, and then...
Are you freaking serious?
I am. I promise you. I promise you.
Get that picture out again.
Yeah, right there. That's me.
Wow. Awesome. So you have...
Then we proceeded with the service.
You have very, very nice siphoning skills.
What's the funniest thing that happened at their funeral?
When I first started, I helped this family once who told me Dad was always late to everything. Doctor's appointments, ballet recitals, anything, you name it. He was late. So they begged us, please be super early to his funeral. We don't want anyone to be late. I leave with the casket extra early. In the freeway, a truck with strawberries in the back part fell off and there were strawberries everywhere on the freeway. So I was stuck there for some time. By the time I got to the church, it was already 30 minutes past when we were supposed to start. I'm apologizing to the family, thinking that they're gonna flip. Instead, they start laughing and saying, of course, Dad would be late to his own funeral. And all because of a freak accident with strawberries. But everyone thought it was the funniest thing ever.
What is something really weird you've seen happen at a funeral or happen to you? So January of 2006, we had just gotten done burying my dad in the front yard. We all went up to the house to get out of the cold, and a family friend I had known my entire life came up and said, Bankta, if there's anything I can do, please let me know. If you ever need help, if you ever need anything, just let me know. And I didn't realize how helpful he intended to be, because he tried to take me home that night. Super helpful. At least he didn't try to offer me ecstasy like that one lady, though. If you want to hear that crazy story, click on the little comment bubble here. It'll take you back. It's a doozy. And no, I did not go home with him. Thought about it, though.
If you're my little brother, please blind duet react this. I'll give you a second to pause it and stuff. Okay, cool. Okay, so do you remember at Grandma's funeral, like, her casket looked like chocolate, and we made comments about how we wanted to, like, eat her casket? Like, it looked like a caramel chocolate bar, and I still stand by what I said. I would like to take a bite out of it and look tasty, but I think that speaks to a lot about who we are as people, that we made that joke at our grandmother's funeral. And this is just going to be some blank space for your thoughts. I completely agree. Yep. Very much aligned.
As a mortician, what's the strangest service I've ever been to? You know, over the years, I've been doing this for over 30 years, and there's been so many of them. I might have to do multiple videos, but one that comes to mind right off the top of my head happened just a couple of years ago, working with a family who chose cremation for their loved one. And as I was showing them urn selections, they asked about the engraving. And I mentioned that most families just put name, date of death, date of passing, and they kind of had this strange look on their face. So I asked them, I said, was there anything specific that you wanted engraved that's different from what I just mentioned? And they kind of looked at each other and they said, what we would like engraved on his urn, we'd like it to say, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, you were alive, now you're toast.
Am I the asshole for going to my dad's funeral against his widow's wishes? So I'm the product of an affair. My dad's wife forgave him for getting my mum pregnant on the condition that she and their kids never have to see me or hear about me, and he couldn't see my mum. Even so, my dad was involved in my life right up until he died, and we were very close. After he died, I contacted some of his family members to ask if it would be okay for me to go to the funeral, and I just didn't get any replies. I ended up deciding that since I've never met his wife or kids or most of his family, they wouldn't even recognize me, so I could just quietly be at the back and not bother anyone. Turns out, his wife did recognize me, and she interrupted the service to drag me out of the building and yell at me for being there. And then when I tried to leave, she followed me to my mum's car to yell at her. Now I'm embarrassed and guilty that I upset her and caused drama at the funeral, and I dragged my mum into it. My mum says that I didn't do anything wrong because I couldn't have known my dad's wife would know what I look like, but I'm not sure if she's just trying to make me feel better. Am I the asshole?